She's not my mother, Todd.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to James Cameron.
I almost bailed on being a filmmaker. It's about sitting in that big dark room with all those other people you don't know, and something's gonna come up on that screen that's gonna take you somewhere. I'm the king of the world!
Welcome back to James Cameron 101. I'm your host, Eddie Green, and today we're going to be fan casting. That's right. We're going to be fan casting Terminator 2 Judgment Day, James Cameron's epic 1991 masterpiece, among many of his masterpieces. We're going to be doing it for 10 characters. There's obviously more characters in the film, but focusing on 10 specifically, I'll be sure to share who exactly we're going to be casting. And the idea of this is just to have fun, obviously take it somewhat seriously. Don't be casting, Kevin James. I don't know. Maybe cast Kevin James. I don't know. But, take it somewhat seriously and just have fun with it and offer up a different kind of, if this was an alternate reality T2, who would you have in there? And I'm not doing it alone. Of course I could, but I chose not to. I chose to have someone that I've known for many, many, many a moon, and we go way back. He's been on multiple projects I've done. He actually was on Terminator 101. We did a couple episodes together. I think we did a T2 commentary. We did a top 5 favorite scenes from T1 and T2. So we've talked a lot of Terminator, this guy and I. Michael Ponarelli, here he is. Oh, you're muted. Yeah, you have to unmute yourself.
Hello! It's good to be here, unmuted.
You're making your debut on James Cameron 101.
Oh, I'm ready. I'm excited. And thank you for having me.
Of course. Absolutely. I mean, there's those staples that I have to have on every single thing I ever do. It's sort of like Adam Sandler and how he has his friends on everything he ever does. So,
yeah, and I feel like I always like to say it because I feel like I could easily take it for granted. Like, oh yeah, of course I was invited. But no, it's like this is your passion project, so I do appreciate. One of your several passion projects. So I do really appreciate you involving me. It means a lot.
So I reached out to you and I was like, hey, do you want to do this fan cast specifically? Because I know that when we did, I actually listened back. I'll make sure to have it linked down below in case anyone wants to check it out. It's from 2019, so the audio is kind of crappy. So forgive me for that. But back then, I was literally recording everything on this thing right here. So it was literally me and you doing this the whole episode. The whole episode.
That was a while ago. Holy moly.
But forgive the audio issues with that episode. But on that top 5 T1 and T2 scenes episode, I think you said explicitly, this is your favorite, at least of the 2 Terminator films. And then I just assumed it's your favorite Cameron film in general.
I actually think so. Watching this the second time, I was not that James Cameron's not a great creator, but I guess because, I don't know, when you think of an older movie, you think your modern criteria you have for kind of what you enjoy in movies, you think maybe it won't hold up because it was like, an older way of creation. But I was honestly blown away by how much I still liked it.
Right. So that's why you're here. That's why we're going to be doing T2. This is the first I'm going to be doing this for all of his films. So you're the inaugural. And we're going to get into it. So I'm going to tell everyone who is watching / listening who exactly we're going to be fan casting. Because again, there are multiple characters in this, but we're only going to be doing 10 today. So we're going to be fan casting, recasting, whatever you want to say, the T800, Sarah Connor, John Connor, T1000, Dr. Silberman, Miles Dyson, Teresa Dyson, Todd and Janelle, and Tim, aka John's friend with the mullet. So that's who we're going to be fan casting. Mikey, you have the honor. Do you want me to go first or do you want to go first? I always let the guests choose.
I'm so nervous. You go first. I'm so curious to know.
Okay. All right. And we'll actually do it from the bottom up. So we're going to start with Tim and then we'll work our way up to obviously T800. You know what I mean? So to kick things off, Tim played in the film Great by Danny Cooksey. Obviously, that sweet mullet. I chose, let me see here, maybe because I have all the stuff ready to rock here. Oh, I do want to say, I don't think this was your approach. You sent them to me, so I was able to see exactly not who specifically the character you were giving them. You just sent me a list of names. But the way I approach this is because Cameron, from film to film to film, he overlaps a lot with what am I trying to say? He overlaps a lot of actors. So like Aliens has Michael Biehn, Terminator 1 has Michael Biehn, The Abyss has Michael Biehn. So he uses the same actor throughout a lot of films. Arnold, T1, T2, True Lies. So he's in a lot. So that's how I approach this. So I'm using all the actors that I'm going to name have been in other Cameron films. The only two I had a difficult time doing. Sorry, it's my cat. He's being a little shit weasel. The only two I didn't do for Cameron films were the two kid actors. So Tim and John. I had a hard time finding kid actors from other Cameron films. Exactly. So I was like, those two I'll leave for something else. So to kick things off, Tim, I chose from Stranger Things, and I'm hoping I get this name right. Gaten Matarazzo?
Yeah.
Right here. And specifically, obviously, these kids have aged quite a bit now. They're a lot older, but I chose this photo because this is sort of in the younger years when he was doing Stranger Things. And yeah, he just in that show as well, he is sort of one of those, sidekick characters. He's not necessarily the main kid. And I just really enjoy his on-screen persona. I really like what he's able to bring to something like that sidekick role. And so I feel like something like this, once we find out who I'm casting as John, I just think it makes total sense to have, again, Gaten Matarazzo. I'm for any Stranger Things fans out there, I'm sorry if I'm butchering that. Maybe you know how to say it. I don't know. But that's who I'm choosing for Mr. Tim.
I like it. I think all the actors on Stranger Things are awesome. I need to finish that show.
Yeah, I mean, I've only seen the first season, and
I've seen the whole first season and most of 2. I didn't get to finish 2.
Yeah, this kid's great. And obviously we're approaching this from the idea that the movie is the exact same. Nothing changes.
Yes, that's what I was thinking too, going into this.
The only thing that changes is the person playing the role. So he's obviously he's gonna have a mullet. He's gonna, so just I should have photoshopped some of this stuff. I should have put like a mullet on this kid.
Listen, you can do so much with costume and makeup. It's nuts.
Right.
So
but yeah, I don't know. Like when I was thinking about it, because Tim is obviously kind of important, when you think about it in Terminator 2, he essentially saves John's life because, the T-1000 approaches him and says, "Have you seen this kid?" And he says, "Nah."
Yeah, that was a huge homie moment. That was the first thing that came to my mind. Like he did it without even a pause. He was like, "Oh, this cop's looking for him. Play it cool.
Yeah.
Play it cool. Oh, I haven't seen him." And then he books it.
And I could totally see him doing he's obviously any actor could do it, but there's just something about him. And again, semi spoiler, when you see who I cast as John, it'll just make a lot more sense.
Okay.
But yeah, that's who I'm going with. Who are you choosing for your Tim?
For the record, I do not know a lot of child actors. So the people I chose were kind of limited, meaning I picked both child actors basically from the same work that I saw. But I think your choice is great. I picked this person not just because they were in the same movie. I'll just say it now, I guess, from It.
Okay.
But because they had a mullet.
Oh,
and
okay.
we can envision this actor maybe a couple years younger, or whatever. We could make them young teens. That could be fine too.
Yeah.
But I chose Nicholas Hamilton.
Right there. Now,
That's the
obviously,
goal.
again, this is he looks a little older here,
Yeah.
but yeah, here I'll adjust as well.
The problem is I don't know any current child actors who are young that I like. They're all like older now.
Right,
So,
right. So just imagine, audience, imagine him younger.
yeah. So
Who did
he
he
had
play in
this.
it? Who was he in it?
He was one of the bullies.
Oh, okay.
He was. Um, Actually, I think he was the main one. I forget the character name. I'm sorry, fans of it. Um, but he had this like really like rough persona. And when I think of the characters like John and Tim, they don't really come from like a cushy life, it seems.
Right.
Like it seems like they mostly honestly have each other. I don't know if you want to just call them straight delinquents, but they don't follow the rules clearly. They've got a rebellious streak, both of them. And I got a lot of that energy in that movie. And I'm like, yeah, I think he could absolutely do it. Easy.
Cool. Yeah, I agree. If we ever do disagree, obviously don't, we have quite a
Oh,
history here. Yeah, we can just call each other out and say
I'll just
absolutely
say,
not.
Eddie, that's a trash casting. You don't know what you're talking about.
Right. Give him a Razzie Award for worst cast. But yeah, no, I agree. I've seen it and chapter 2 as well. So assuming he's in chapter 2. I think he's in chapter 2. Right?
I thought he. Oh,
Or
okay. I
did he
haven't
die?
seen chapter 2, but I thought he died in the first one.
I've only seen it once, but
He got tackled into a well straight into hell.
okay. All right. Yeah, totally. I could see it. I could see it working out here. So there we go. Those are our Tims. Next up, what do we got here? Todd and Janelle. So we'll start with Todd, and then we'll work over to Janelle. So obviously, Todd in our true current T2 world is Xander Berkeley, who is a great character actor. He was on The Walking Dead. We were able to get him on for a live evening with him and Jeanette Goldstein. We had an evening with them, and great guy, cool guy. But if I'm going to be recasting him and I'm going to be putting, somebody in that role, I chose. And I guess, okay, so now once I'm getting into the people from other Cameron films, I'll also say which Cameron film they're from. This guy is from Avatar: The Way of Water. He is Cliff Curtis. Cliff Curtis is somebody that I could, because again, Todd is, well, not again, but Todd is the semi-unlikable character. He's not a total just write him off, but he definitely falters throughout the film. He says stuff that's not cool. He does stuff that's not cool. He drinks from the milk carton. And I've seen Cliff Curtis play kind of those similar roles. And I just like the look of Cliff Curtis. And again, when you see who I have as Janelle, it might add up a little bit more that they would actually be a thing. But yeah, I would like to see Cliff Curtis kind of be kind of a douche.
That works. That works for
You
sure.
agree?
The face too. He's got this like disgruntled. No offense.
Well, that's
to
why
the actor.
well,
He's got this like look like I don't want to fuck with him.
Yeah. That's why I went with that photo, because it looks like he's to stay away. Make sure that the dog isn't. Make sure the dog ain't barking.
Oh, shut that mud up.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm with you all the way in terms of your reasoning, which might make this next choice seem strange. So, did you have an idea of who I chose for who? Did you have thoughts?
I had thoughts. Also, you sent me understudies. Are you doing anything with the understudies, or are you saving those for the end, just to reveal them?
Do you want to just save them for the end, just so we get the important stuff out of the way?
Yeah. So the understudies I also have ready to go, but none of them you're gonna the one you just named previously from It. He's your official choice.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I'll get to it. So I kind of had the same reasoning as you. Is like okay. So when I also made some of these choices, so I agree. We're keeping the script the same. The movie's being remade, not rebooted.
Right.
Um,
Right.
but in my mind, I feel like the delivery from an actor can really fill out the world, even when the script does not change at all. Like someone's take on a character can really give you an understanding of relationships and tone. And
Okay.
that was my main decision for a lot of my choices was tone, tone, tone. So I picked Jake Gyllenhaal.
I thought you went J.K. Simmons.
Nope. But I get why.
That's who I thought. That's who I thought you were choosing as.
That's an understudy, actually.
Oh, he's the understudy. Okay. Okay.
But not even for this character, believe
Jake
it or not.
Gyllenhaal. Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah. So look, I know he's pretty.
Oh, he's
but
very
he doesn't,
pretty. Yeah.
But he doesn't have to be, right? And I've seen this guy tackle some like intense characters. Have you ever seen the movie Guilt?
No. I thought you were going to say Nightcrawler.
I feel ashamed to say this, but I need to see Nightcrawler. But I know he did fantastic in that
Yeah.
too. So I think it's actually a Netflix movie, and it blew me away. He plays this cop who's like a 911 operator.
Okay.
And there's a lot of stuff about like some morally questionable things he does and how he's handling those emotions. But anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. The point is, this guy can play an asshole for sure. And again, costuming can do a world of work, make him look older, make him look worse. And I feel like this guy could bring this energy of like, oh, look at this piece of shit stepdad. And that's the kind of energy I want. You know?
Right. Yeah,
John's lived a hard life.
Yeah. That's the vibe I'm getting. Like that's when I think of a-hole Jake Gyllenhaal, I think of Nightcrawler.
Exactly.
I think of Nightcrawler. So interesting. Okay, so now I'm trying to think who you have as Janelle. I'm trying to think who you might pair. See, I have an unfair advantage. I know your whole list. You don't know anything about my list.
Yeah.
But all right, cool. So for my Janelle, I chose somebody from the first Avatar. So it's funny that I chose Todd and Janelle, and they're both from Avatar, but she's from Avatar 1. She does not appear in Avatar 2, to my knowledge. And Cliff Curtis was not in Avatar 1, but he's in Avatar 2. Anyways, for my Janelle, where is it? Wait, hold on. Did that photo? Oh, no, here it is. Okay. For my Janelle, I chose Michelle Rodriguez, who everyone might know as she played Letty in the Fast and the Furious movies. But she's I forget her character name, but she's in Avatar.
Rocking that dress. Holy crap.
Yeah, and she was in that most recent Dungeons and Dragons movie. That's why that's what she's standing in front of there. But I mean, she has that ability to just flip, you know what I mean? Just like flip the script in a way. She has that, she can turn it on. And again, that's what Janelle has to be able to do, because if we're familiar with T2, which I assume everyone listening, watching this is, Janelle obviously has her sweet moments, and then she has her not so sweet moments, especially once the T1000, takes over and she does what she does. So I could totally see Michelle Rodriguez, just kind of having that sweet, kind of, because this is essentially what she does in the Fast and the Furious movies. She's, sweet one moment when it's just the family, and then once it's cars and racing and action, she's right in there, and you totally believe it. So
yeah,
that's who I'm choosing, Michelle Rodriguez.
I'm like scared we're going to be on the same page this whole time. I almost now want some divisiveness, because like everything you're doing and saying, I'm like, yeah, that's what I thought too. Yeah, for me, I thought of the same things. I'm like, okay, so this character is not. Honestly, I think of Todd as the unlikable douche, and I think of Janelle as like, she seems a little more nuanced. Like you can tell she like actually cares. She's not sitting on the couch like doing nothing like Todd does, and so she has a motherly quality, but she's not she's not wholly likable either, like you said. Like there's levels to her. I chose Sarah Paulson.
Sarah Paulson. Okay.
And I feel like she achieves everything we need for that in spades.
Okay.
I actually have a couple actors I know from American Horror Story here. She's one of them. And yeah, I feel like she's got the look.
Yep.
She's got the motherliness, but she can bring the fire too. She has that edge to her performances that I think really rounds out the character.
Now, you know her, like you said, what, American Horror Story? That's where you know her from?
Mm-hmm.
What else has
Really
she
good.
done? Because she looks familiar. Do you know what else she's done?
She's done a few things. I got some of her stuff up. She's done Law and Order. She starred in something called American Gothic that I have no idea.
Huh.
Jack and Jill, Deadwood.
Oh, that might be it.
Which one?
Jack and Jill. The
Yeah.
Adam Sandler Jack and Jill.
Is that what it says? Jack and Jill, 1999 to 2001.
Oh, no. I'm thinking of the Adam Sandler Jack and Jill.
Oh, yeah, definitely not that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And wait, I'm trying to remember who your God, I have such a horrible
What,
memory.
Todd?
Yeah, Todd. Who was Todd again?
Jake
Gyllenhaal. And okay, interesting.
I think they could do it.
Like you buy their chemistry. You think it would be there?
I haven't seen them together, but I'm sure that they're both so good.
Or some would argue lack of chemistry, because Xander and Jeanette really don't have much to show in terms of,
I think they're dysfunctional.
Yeah.
I think this family is barely holding together at the seams.
Right.
I mean, you can just tell by the way John talks to them. Like, he doesn't not care about them, as we see in the scene where he's like, they're dicks, but I got to call them because now they're in danger.
I love that scene.
But that just shows you what the atmosphere in their house is. It's like, yeah, there's love and there's caring, but like people don't have their shit together.
Right. Okay. All right. So there we go. We're 3 in, 7 to go. We have casted Tim. Cast. We have cast. I guess it's cast. We have cast Tim, Todd, and Janelle. Next, we're moving on to the Dysons, Teresa and Miles Dyson. Now, the interesting thing about this is, I don't think. Let me look at my list here.
I'm looking at mine too. Like, I know them.
I didn't, and this wasn't like again, it was maybe because I limited myself to Cameron films, but I didn't actually stay in terms of like, okay, so in Terminator 2, Miles and Teresa are both black, right? Like, yeah. I didn't go, okay, who are some other black actors that I can put in? You know what I mean? I just approached it from who are some good actors, and if whatever they are, that's who they are. So my Miles and Teresa, I don't believe, are black, but and that might upset some people. I don't know. Hopefully it doesn't. But for me, I thought it. Let me get rid of Sarah here. For me, I thought it had to be. This one had to be maybe one of Cameron's closest collaborators in terms of how many films this guy has been in. He might hold the record. Just off the top of my head, he might hold the record. I don't know if you're picking up on where I'm going. That's my only clue. He's been in a lot of Cameron films, if you can think of Cameron films. I know you're not as deep into James Cameron as I am.
Well, yeah, I've seen a couple though. I'm thinking.
So while you're thinking, oh wait, we're doing Teresa first. I was jumping right to Miles. For Teresa, I chose someone from Titanic, and she played. Now this one's interesting because in Titanic she plays Rose's mother, and Rose's mother is a stone cold a-hole throughout that whole film, pretty much. But again, it's called acting, and I'm sure. Granted, I haven't seen a lot of her other work, but I'm sure she could, because obviously we know Teresa is a very supportive, very loving mother. You know, once shit hits the fan, she's, running over, protecting her kids. She's not running out the door. She supports the decision to, as far as I understand, she supports the decision to go to blow Cyberdyne up. So I went with Frances Fisher. And I don't know. I just like I like just screen presence she brings. And again, even though I'm thinking of her in Titanic and that's so iconic to me, I could totally see her, playing this role. And yeah, that's who I'm choosing.
I like it. I like it. Yeah, it makes sense. Well, for the record, I basically did the opposite of you because I'm not the only one. I didn't like stick to the same race.
Right.
Characters either. So, for this family, mine are both black. But
okay. So you did stick to race.
Well, no, I'm saying there's someone who's a white actor for one of the roles. Later on, we'll talk about them that I casted a black actor as.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So I did the reversal. So I'm more progressive than you. So I win.
Cool.
Okay, so I chose what's funny is both of what are their names? Terissa and Miles. I casted them as actors from 2 Jordan Peele movies.
Oh, okay. I know where you're going. Yep.
Yeah,
I have it ready.
So for Terissa, I casted Lupita Nyong'o.
There we go. Also from the very recent A Quiet Place, Day One.
Haven't seen that one, but I did see
Us.
Us. Yeah.
Ooh, Us is so good.
She is so amazing in that movie. And
that finale.
Oh,
yeah. Yep.
Dude. Let's not get into it. I'll talk about Us for the whole podcast, but she did so good and she brings that performance in spades. So you buy her as the loving mother, you buy her as a person with like this internal conflict, and you buy her as someone that needs to show vulnerability and fear, which Terissa, in my opinion, needs to do across the board.
Yeah.
And she could rock it so well. Yeah, like you would just instantly believe her as the caring wife that is like, what the hell is going on? Like, I just want to protect her kids.
Right.
What is happening? She could do it.
And then, but once the movie's made and then the press tour starts, don't ask her too many questions. Cause apparently, I don't know if you know this, she's been very vocal. Like I saw like a interview that she did and she said she hates press junkets. She hates the same.
Don't all actors.
She hates the same question over and over again. Well, maybe they all do. Yeah. Maybe they all do, but she's been like, she actually said it. Like she was like,
I feel like some actors deal with it better, or they're used to it, but I feel like that would get annoying for anyone because they are being asked like the same 5 questions over and over.
So, but yeah, no, dude, great pick here. Big
Thanks.
fan of her from simply just Us. Like,
love her.
Yeah, she was so good. All right, so that is Terissa. Okay, now I can tell you. Now we can go back to my initial one for Miles. Okay. Cameron's longest collaborator in terms of actor, I think, is I'm going with Mr. Bill Paxton, who obviously is no longer with us. He passed away a few years back, but he is in The Terminator. He's in Aliens. He is in True Lies, Titanic, and Ghost of the Abyss, which is a documentary Cameron directed. So 5 films of Cameron's. And yeah, again, usually, and this is why I chose Bill specifically, because all of those films I just listed are insanely different kinds of characters that he plays, whether it's the punk in The Terminator, who's just screwing around and then Arnold shows up and kills all the punks, or if you go to True Lies, I don't know if you've ever seen True Lies, but Bill Paxton is a scuzz-sucking piece of shit in that movie. Like he plays a car salesman, and he is the embodiment of what you think a car salesman might be. And then you go to Titanic, and he is obviously a flawed person. He's doing it all for the wrong reasons, but he's more down to earth. He's more human. And then, of course, you see something like Aliens. Game over, man. It's game over. He's just so over the top, but he's, so he has so much. And he's also in Nightcrawler. He's so maybe that's another reason for you to check out Nightcrawler. I
gotta watch it.
It's so good. Yeah. anyways, Bill Paxton, I would have to cast him in this because he's not in Terminator 2 because he was in T1. I think not Arnold. I think James Cameron was like, yeah, that might be a little weird for people to see someone who died in the first film play a totally different character in this one, even though Sigourney Weaver did that from Avatar to Avatar 2, but that's because they could hide her with CGI technology. But yeah, because it's Bill Paxton and he has to be in this movie. So,
and for the record, which character did he play in the first one?
Who was he in the first one?
Yeah,
in the first Terminator, he's just one of the punks. Like there's 3 punks at the beginning of the film.
Oh yeah.
He's the one that says "fuck you, asshole."
Yeah, I remember that now. Yeah, that's a good pick.
So,
nice. Okay.
Yeah.
For Miles, so like I said, both from Jordan Peele movies. This time we're going towards Get Out. And we got ourselves another lead. We got Daniel Kaluuya.
Oh yeah. Also from Nope.
Nope. I gotta see Nope. That's what I remember from the commercial.
And he's in a really solid episode of Black Mirror.
Wait, is he? Which one is it?
I think it's called 3 million or 6 million merits.
That's the one where they're stuck in that like capitalist hellhole and they're like constantly bombarded with ads. Oh, he was so good in that too.
And it's like but there's like a talent competition that they're trying to Yeah, that was him. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And that's how he got Get Out, because Jordan Peele saw that episode and was like, oh my God, this guy has to be in my movie.
Jordan's got an eye for talent for sure. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say other than he's just so good. But when I saw Get Out, this is why I thought of him, because again, kind of mirroring Teresa. Like, this is a character that needs to show like some fear and some intense emotions, because he's literally first he's attacked, then when things calm down and Sarah like decides not to kill him, then they're like, all right, let's actually explain why we did all this. And he's like having an existential crisis because he's like, everything I've worked for in my life is going to lead to destruction and the potential extinction of humanity. Yeah. So you have to show a lot of emotion to portray that, and Daniel can do it. This guy basically went through a different existential crisis in Get Out. And I feel like he can give the fear, he can give that level of intelligence, that kind of like calm demeanor where he's like self-reflecting and thinking. Yeah, that's what I thought of.
And again, if no one's seen Black Mirror, that episode of that, without giving anything away, there's a phenomenal speech at the end of that episode. It's basically the end. There's a little bit of an epilogue. But he goes like, he is just, and that's specifically the part that got him Get Out. That kind of where he just unleashes and is just going haywire. So yeah, he could totally do it. Joe Morton played Miles, because we've been crediting them as we went along. Joe Morton was Miles in T2, and then S.E. Patha Merkerson, hopefully I'm saying her name correct, is Teresa. So there we go. The Dysons have been cast. Next, who is it? Silberman? I think it's Silberman.
Ooh, Silberman.
Yeah, Silberman. All right, so Silberman is obviously a very crucial character. He is in both films. He's also in the very awful T3. I don't even call that Terminator 3. I just call it Rise of the Machines. It's really not a Terminator film. But he is a very crucial role. So I needed to find somebody that, again, and funny enough, he's maybe the one that looks the most like Earl Bowen, who played Silberman in the films. He's maybe the one that looks the most like him. And when I pull the photo up here, you might agree. But he is cast from, I chose him from The Abyss. And funny enough, he has refused to work with James Cameron ever again after The Abyss. So it might be hard to get him on this film if we're chronologically doing this, because The Abyss is 89. And then we have 91 for Terminator 2. But either way, Ed Harris. Going with Ed Harris. Now you're probably looking at him. You're like, oh, that's totally Silberman. He even has like the forehead going on there. But yeah, I mean, Ed is just, you might know him from he was in the Truman Show. He's the guy that is he's the guy that watches over Truman the whole movie.
He's good.
He is such a good actor. He is in so many things. He's been in Westworld recently, if you've ever seen Westworld. So yeah, he could totally bring that like scuzzy, because he's definitely played some scuzzy characters. Some would argue the Truman Show is one of them.
Morally gray for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, like yeah, you could play that middle ground there.
Which I think of Silberman as morally gray.
Yeah. He's definitely, I mean, when you see him and what he's doing, you know, she's pleading, you know, can I see my son? He says, I don't think so. You know, there's part of my brain, at least, that wonders, is he doing this to spite her?
I view it as he's almost like, there's kind of like a self-inflation thing. Like I viewed him as he thinks he's really smart, and it prevents him from actually like listening and considering others' opinions.
Well, I mean, if you remember in the first film, because he's in that one as well, when they're watching Kyle's kind of confession tape, there's like a moment where he pauses it and he says, listen to the way this guy speaks. Like, I could make so much money off this guy. And then he starts playing the tape again. So he's thinking of the money he could make.
Yeah, I think he's all about himself at the end of the day, which is, in my opinion, not a great quality to have as a practitioner. But oh well.
But yeah, I mean, the Abyss has always been, up until this past December 2023, when they re-released it in theaters and Haley and I were able to see it. The Abyss was always one of those films that was very unfamiliar when it came to James Cameron for me. And then I saw it, and Ed Harris was just, God, he is so good in that film. But yeah, I could totally see him playing Silberman, and I want to see, because he's very much the hero in that film, even though he has, you know, qualities that aren't great. But he is very much the hero in that film. So I would want to see him come back in a Cameron film, but as this, you know, morally gray, but, you know, maybe a couple notches below that character.
Yeah, he's not a complete like piece of crap or anything. He's just, yeah.
So that's who I'm choosing, Mr. Ed Harris. Also, anyone watching, listening, let us know if you agree with our choices or not, and play along as well. I mean, leave a comment.
Yeah, please feel free to comment how much you hate all the choices and what you would do.
Right, and who you think is more progressive, me or Mikey?
Yeah, I know it's me, but go ahead and say in the comments who is.
All right, so who's your Silberman? Hold on, let me look at your cast here. Who you have left?
Do you want to guess? Or I know you can't.
Wait,
I know you can't.
Is it Maloney?
But you might spoil a name later, so I guess you shouldn't guess, huh?
Oh, okay, it's not Maloney.
No.
Melanie. Okay, however you say his name.
No.
Okay, go ahead.
You're gonna be surprised by this one, but I was really excited to go over this one. I honestly just want to say the name, or should I build up?
Wait, hold on. One more chance here.
Okay.
Is it Keanu?
No.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
No.
Just say the name.
Okay, it is Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix as Silberman.
I know. I felt like you thought this would be weird, but hear me out.
Especially with this photo I chose.
But I saw him, for the record, this wasn't why I made the casting choice. I made the casting choice regardless, because just as him as a performer. But I did see a photo with him in a white beard.
Okay. All right.
Which
I mean, Silberman doesn't have a beard, but okay.
No, but, you know, I'm thinking of like a doctor quality, right? You just need to have doctor vibes, I feel like. And as long as you have that, you can portray Silberman. But okay, the reason I chose Joaquin is I actually think Dr. Silberman's a very meaty role. And when I hear him talk, it really is the quality of the performance. Who's the original actor, Eddie?
Earl Bowen.
Earl Bowen. So he did really good. And again, I feel like that kind of narcissistic quality like really comes through, but it's subtle. It's not like overt. He does a great job. So absolute credit to the original cast. But with Joaquin, I see him bringing this calm energy, like calm and detached. And what's funny is that I thought of Joker, but it's almost like the opposite. That now he's going to get to be on the opposite end of the desk, right? So instead of the person being treated, he's the person treating. But Joaquin has so many layers to all of his performances. I think of her.
He is definitely one of the most versatile actors
He is. He
working.
can do, I swear, almost anything. I think of her. I think of Joker. There's another movie I'm forgetting the name of, but he's just so good in everything. And I feel like he'll bring this energy where he's like, yeah, really, tell me about what you think. And then when he'll talk candidly to others, Joaquin will bring that very sarcastic energy he can do too, where he's like, yeah, I've listened to her. She's delusional. And honestly, let me just give you the scoop. This is the deal with this patient. And he can absolutely do it.
Yeah, it's interesting. You know, I've been mostly on board, and then you said Joaquin, and my initial reaction was Joaquin, and then I remember, you know, as we were talking, I was like, yeah, he is so versatile, and he kind of disappears. You know, you don't really, you know, me personally, when I watch Joker, I don't see Joaquin Phoenix. I see Arthur. You know, and
For sure.
Same with her. That's my favorite film of all time.
Love her.
Totally disappears into that as Theodore. And yeah, he's made a lot of films. One of his one no one talks about is Irrational Man. That's from Woody Allen, and he plays like a college professor, and he who has like alcoholic issues, and again kills it. But yeah, Joaquin. All right, but
so is this the first one? Is this the first one now where you're a little okay? This is a little
initially. Now I'm on board. And again, it's maybe because of this dumb photo I picked where he looks really where he looks like a baby.
No, yeah, there's other photos I looked at where he does have that more like mature, older look. You just need to let him grow out his hair, and I think he'll look good.
And you would want him to have a beard, kind of like a little.
I want the beard. I want that. It's a different take on the character, but I want that like beard look, and he'll have this kind of calm presence. But then, like behind closed doors, he can be really, you know.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Silberman has been cast. There we go. I think we are officially halfway through. Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Let me see here. Check the list. Yep. No, actually, we've been since 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we only have 4 left. So Silberman was the halfway point. All right. So the T-1000. Yeah, this one's interesting. This one's interesting. A character of very few words, similar to Arnold in the first film, and I guess Arnold in the second film. But again, incredibly crucial because you have to find somebody that can feel intimidating the way Robert Patrick totally was. He's always on the list of the greatest villains of,
Stone Cold
in cinematic history. And I think a lot of that has to do with also just the fact that this was a very revolutionary film in terms of CGI. But even that aside, I think his performance is absolutely incredible. He even kept it going. He was in he had a cameo in Wayne's World where he played the T-1000. He had a cameo in Last Action Hero with Arnold. He played the T-1000. Wow. Yeah, he's constantly come back to the T-1000. So having said all that, this one I chose. This one again, this might spoil who I have as the T-800, but they both come from Avatar. That's my one clue. And I wanted to role reverse from Avatar. So for my T-1000, I'm going Sam Worthington, who plays Jake in the Avatar films. He's the main guy.
This is immediately who I thought of when you said Avatar.
Yeah, Jake. He's the main guy. Yeah. He's the guy who goes to Pandora, to infiltrate, and then he becomes part of the culture and everything.
No notes.
And actually, funny enough, I just realized this. I didn't realize off the top, but he was in a Terminator film. He's in the one with Christian Bale. He plays, I think his name's Marcus Wright. He's like a human hybrid kind of thing going on. But yeah, he can totally be that stone cold. Because again, not a lot of people think he's a good actor. So, and I don't necessarily think Robert Patrick is a great actor, but he is great in the limited kind of just, walk, be intimidating. And I totally think I think he's Australian if I'm not, and when I think of Australia, I think of mean. Sorry to anyone in Australia listening, but down under, you're stone cold down there in all the best ways. Like you have to be, right? So yeah, I'm picking Sam Worthington.
Dude, we are on the same page. I swear to God. What did you say? Kind of a limited scope. But
Okay, now I know. Now I know.
Do you
Wait,
know?
hold on.
I bet you do. I bet you do.
Tell me if I'm right when I put this picture up.
Okay. There he is, Keanu
Reeves.
But you said the word. You couldn't have said. I couldn't have said it better myself. So okay, if Keanu ever watches this, can I please give it? But maybe this will pop off and I'll see it. Can I give a quick message to Keanu, please? Keanu, I'm such a huge fan of you. I love you and everything you're in. And that being said, he's got a little bit of a limited range.
He really does.
kind of like almost like the antithesis to Joaquin. Like if Joaquin is a chameleon that can do anything, Keanu can do a couple things. But he does them so well. He's got this personality and this charm that I feel like is so likable. But we're not here for likable. We're here for like stone cold killer. And come on,
John Wick.
I mean, he's John Wick. All four of them. He's got this very just matter of fact, like, I'm gonna need a gun. Yeah, I'm ready. And I just picture him saying these lines like when he's knocking on the door. I forget the line exactly, but I just heard his voice. He's like, I'm here to ask you for some information, man. Like he can absolutely lean into that very monotone way of speaking he has. And if he leans into it even more, you'll buy him as a robot. Absolutely. And he's intimidating. Like he's got this stare where he just locks eyes with you. And there's this like flare in his eyes, I swear.
Yep. And he could totally do, because the T-1000 is a pretty physical role. So
yeah, he has the training.
All that running and everything he's doing.
Yeah. He's getting a little older now, but you could, whatever.
But again, and that's the interesting thing that I don't necessarily think I thought all the way through. But if we are approaching this from 91, this is right around the time of Point Break for Keanu.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever seen Point Break. So he's definitely in shape. I know of it. He's definitely in shape.
Yeah. If we were pretending it was that year, yeah.
Yeah. So.
But he's probably in great shape now, whatever. But so I just want to say we'll move on. But my last footnote to this is I struggled between T-800 and T-1000. I flip-flopped these roles multiple times in my head. And I felt like...
Did you think of him for the T-800?
My first thought was T-800.
Okay. I'm glad you didn't. He's so much better as the T-1000.
I agree, but I felt like he could have done T-800, but I feel like there's a level of nuance to the T-800's character that made me decide, again, I'm sorry, Keanu, I love you, that made me decide not to cast him and choose the other one that I had in mind.
Cool. All right, sweet. Yeah, I think so far, I mean, Lupita and Daniel, I mean, phenomenal actors right there. But in terms of just making total 100% sense, I think this might be your best cast yet.
Wow. Thank you.
personally speaking.
I mean, I like all of yours so far. I really don't have any notes.
All right, so we are on to John. John, help. All right, so John, here we go. So now this probably makes more sense when I show you who I cast as John. He's also from Stranger Things, and it's Finn Wolfhard.
Yeah, I almost picked him. I was 5 seconds away from it.
Yeah, and so now obviously it makes a little more sense. They work together on Stranger Things. This again, so this is why it's not really making total sense if we're truly basing it in 91. This kid wasn't even born, but yeah, he just, I mean, he like, to me, this looks like John. Like I'm trying not to be super biased with Edward Furlong, but he literally looks like John. Like, just kind of fix his hair up a little bit. These, I think, are similar clothes. He just gives off John vibes, and he is a great actor. He was so good in those limited episodes I saw of Stranger Things.
And I bet you, even though he's a bit of a nerdier character in Stranger Things, I feel like you just get a sense for how talented an actor is, especially when they're a child, because I feel like it is so much harder to be a good actor when you're younger.
Yeah, I almost went with the obvious choice. When I think of prolific, incredible child actors, I think of Haley Joel Osment. I almost went Haley Joel Osment.
I thought of him too.
But then I was like, he's too obvious. Some people might say this is really obvious, the Stranger Things thing.
I think it's great.
But yeah, I don't know. To me, it's less
I
obvious
think
because Haley Joel Osment has been like, he did a lot of really good child performances. Sixth Sense, AI, artificial intelligence, where he was a robot.
Sora from the Kingdom Hearts games.
Oh, sure. Whatever. I never played that, but yeah. Did you? You ever play those? No, Haley hasn't either.
Oh man, I'm the only. Get in the comments. Talk about Kingdom Hearts.
But who did you pick?
I picked, again, from the It movie.
Oh, okay.
Jaden.
Yep.
Jaden Martell.
He is so good in It. Oh my God,
Yeah,
he's great.
Yes. So it was between him and Finn. I guess I didn't send you Finn as a name, but that was kind of one of the understudies for me.
And it's funny that we chose these two guys because It and Stranger Things are almost like the same vibe of like,
yeah, they are
story, you know?
Yeah, and they're also like in like kind of the same time period too.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
The tone is definitely, it's equivocal. But Jaden's just amazing. He's got that strong lead energy. I think just add a little bit of gruffness to his performance and you have Connor. I mean, he could, I don't know what else to say, just because I always get impressed when I see someone that young, at least when that movie came out, and they just blow me away. I'm like, I didn't even know. I barely knew how to wipe my ass. How are you doing this?
Yeah, right. So Furlong did blow you away as John in the film.
Oh yeah, he's great.
It's a
like there's some things where I'm like, oh, we would need for it to be more emotionally realistic. We should have maybe done it a little, but no, for the age he's at and how well he did, he brings such an incredible presence to the role. He's awesome.
And you have to remember that was his first movie. He literally
What? That's nuts.
Clearly, you were not watching the opening credits. It says introducing Edward Furlong.
I thought they were just saying, like starring,
introducing. No, introducing means it's their first.
I didn't know.
Yeah, what the heck?
I didn't know.
You didn't know that either? How do you, what? Anytime you see introducing in a credit, that means it's their first movie because they are being introduced.
Well, now I know.
Yeah. No, why would Arnold, screw you. Robert Patrick, screw you. Linda Hamilton, screw you. Let's introduce Edward Furlong, though.
Well, he's kind of the main character, basically.
I would.
So, it all revolves around him.
That's debatable. I've always said the Terminator films are Sarah's story. It's Sarah's.
Sarah's my favorite.
Yeah. So, anyways,
I love Sarah.
I think this kid's great. He also looks like John Edward Furlong. So, even maybe more so with that hair. So
yeah, he's got a cool vibe.
Yeah. All right. 2 left.
Oh shit.
Let's save Linda for Sarah Connor for the last. We'll do T800 now. So the T Mother Humpin' Dumpin' 800. Big shoes to fill, quite literally. But if you were paying attention, listening, I said that I wanted to role reverse from the Avatar films. And so I went with the antagonist in the Avatar films. Now he's going to be the hero in my Terminator 2.
Okay.
Stephen Lang.
Okay.
Now,
I wouldn't have expected this.
Here's the interesting thing. He's also the blind guy in Don't Breathe, those Don't Breathe movies. So he is definitely a very villainous guy. He can be a very villainous guy, but he can also, because I've seen he's actually done a stage play that was in our hometown. He came through the Flagler Auditorium on a stage play. I forget what it was about, but you know the Flagler Auditorium, right? You know what I'm talking about? At FPC.
Oh yeah.
So, anyways, he fits the bill because the initial idea of the Terminator was supposed to be an infiltrator. That's what they are. They're supposed to infiltrate, blend in, get the job done, and get out. And the irony of casting Arnold is he's a giant bodybuilder guy. So it
That's
doesn't
true.
really make a whole lot of sense, but Cameron found it sort of ironic and funny. So that's why he went along with it. But if you look at who he originally cast as the Terminator, Lance Henriksen, he's much more just this kind of build, not super buff. He just looks like a normal guy. And so that's why I'm choosing for that reason, that he looks normal, that he can do. Because again, if it is T2, it means he was also in T1, at least Arnold, right? So at least Steven was also in T1. So he was the villain. Stephen Lang can definitely do the villain.
Yeah.
And he can also do that role reverse of being the good guy. But I also love the juxtaposition of flipping the hero and the antagonist of the Avatar films. So
That's good. That's good. When you said it, I was surprised, but then I like remembered his performance, and I'm like, oh yeah.
So there we go. Who is your
Right.
T800?
I'm really curious what you think of this, but at this point, you've narrowed it down, Eddie. Because
I have a few. Okay. Yep.
There's only two. There's
1, 2, 3.
Idris Elba. Okay. So this was my race swap to show that I'm more progressive, but that's not at all why I picked it.
Right.
All right. Impressions before I speak?
Yeah, again, he's I think you kind of fell more in line of a similar body almost, not as super built, but he is definitely more built than Stephen Lang is.
Yeah, and I don't think he's as built as Arnold, because Arnold's a fucking beast.
No one's as built as Arnold in those years.
So yeah, the body came to mind, but also I was just like, when you hear Idris talk, he's got this like calm focus to him, right? He's really got this. It's in his voice, it's in his performance, of course, but I feel like T800 is a very vocal character, meaning like it to me, it really matters the tone coming out of their voice. And when I hear Idris talk, he's just, again, he has this killer focus, calm, collected sensibility to his voice. So I feel like, again, if he leans into that very monotone, rhythmic way of speaking, he can bring the believability as an android. But also, the whole point of the T800 is the evolution of the character. You start from ground zero, and as we explore the themes of the movie and progress towards the climax, he's learning what it means to love. He's learning what it means to feel pain. He's learning what it means, why humanity even exists. What's the point of it? He's learning all these things, and he's likable by the end. You're sad to see this android die. And it's because he's grown a relationship with John. He's like, honestly, almost learned how to have fun by the end, which is like insane. And I feel like Idris can show you that evolution. Kind of peel back the android, show a little bit of that care and that vulnerable side that he can bring, and you'll love this man by the end, and you'll hate to see him go.
Now, are you doing since you're going to cast him, and you'll kind of be, we'll approach this. You're like, we're also the director, so sure. Are you going to tell him to have, because he's actually, I'm pretty sure he's British.
Oh, but he can do American, no problem.
So you would make him have an American accent?
Well, I guess if we want
not a British accent.
If we want to keep it as true to the original intent as possible, I guess so. But it probably wouldn't matter too much, right?
Right. I'm trying to think of a line, but say it British.
Am I like ignorant for saying I feel like if he sounded British, he would sound less like an android?
Yeah. Well, that's also, I think, something Cameron said he has to be, or maybe that was Kyle Reese. Something like that came into accents came into the Terminator characters. I'm trying to think. I'll be back. I'll be back.
Yeah, well, I think as long as you just keep, again, rhythmic and monotone, that's what counts the most. So
yeah. So maybe if it's as long as it's deadpan, I'll be back. I'll be back.
Yeah, completely deadpan. But then I feel like if I were directing it, not too much, but I would lean a little slightly harder, very slightly into the emotion on the third act of the movie. A little bit. Not keep the rhythmic speaking so we still buy they're an android in the early stages of learning, but just a little bit more that you pull on the heartstrings of the audience that much
Yeah.
more by the time you get to the end.
Cool. I think it's good. So I do think I know who your Sarah is. I think I know. Again, I have your understudies, but in no particular order. So, but
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I know who yours is. Mine is I needed to find someone that's that again could do the T1 to T2 thing. Start off very sweet, but then by T2 she's super just badass, and I've seen this literally happen with this actor going from another franchise where she was really just sweet to later on she's a super duper badass, almost literally a Sarah Connor prototype. But I chose for my Sarah Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh yeah.
And obviously she's in True Lies. She's True Lies. So yeah, and obviously I'm referencing Halloween, 1978 Halloween. She's vulnerable very much.
Yeah.
And Halloween was a big inspiration on the Terminator. So
That makes sense.
and then you look at the most recent Halloween films from 2018 where she's like this, hardened warrior kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I could totally see her pulling it off. Maybe not as muscular as Linda Hamilton. She was on some next level shit. I don't know how she was able to get that.
Did she train for the movie?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause it
Hardcore.
looks like it.
Hardcore. There's a really cool photo of her flexing with Arnold
That's nuts. That's awesome.
on the set. But yeah, I could totally see Linda Hamilton. I could totally see Jamie Lee doing the Sarah Connor role justice.
She would kick ass. I think so.
All right, and my choice, I think this is who I'm choosing, and you let me know if I'm correct or not, but this is who I think you've chosen for your Sarah.
Elizabeth Olsen
Olsen
was my choice. Now again, this is the Jake Gyllenhaal curse. I know she's very pretty, but makeup and costuming can do a lot. Put some dirt on her face, make the hair a little more unkempt, but she can bring. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I was telling Haley to let our cat out.
Oh, okay, I thought there was an audio issue.
No.
She can bring the power to this role. So honestly, what I know her from most and what I fell in love with her from is WandaVision.
Okay.
And she has just this. Okay, so when I think of Sarah, right, I'll try not to go too long because I just love this character so much. I'll try to mitigate all my passion. But Sarah, who's the original actress again?
Linda Hamilton.
Oh, duh. Sorry about that. I knew that. Linda Hamilton. She is so good. And there's so many layers to her performance. Like she has to be so vulnerable throughout the whole movie, even when she's being a hard ass, because she's like carrying this haunting vision of what will happen if she doesn't fulfill her role in everything. It keeps her up at night. She's like experienced PTSD because of it. She has a terrible doctor, and she's like haunted by all these emotions, but she still stays laser focused on what she has to do. She's jacked up, like ready at any day. She's ready to get out of here to act. And Elizabeth, I feel like, can bring both parts of that role. She can fulfill that role as a mother, even though it's not a very typical mother, but like she has those small moments with John where she kind of puts the shit aside and connects with him just for a little bit. But I think she can bring that fiery laser focus to the role too. That's what I have to say.
No, I haven't seen it, but she did I think her first major film was Marcy May Marlene. She was like a girl that was in a cult, and she had to escape. So she's done dark stuff pretty much all her career. She was in that Godzilla movie from 2014. So she's done intense stuff, even though WandaVision is probably what she's most known for right now.
And in WandaVision, even though that's probably a way more
sanitized,
sanitized environment in comparison, like there's still those moments where she lets the anger out, and she's got this kind of like keeping it under the surface performance that I get from her. Okay. That I think just translates well. I gotta say, I had to force myself to not pick the understudy for that character.
And who was the understudy?
I really wanted to just cast Ashley Johnson. I love her so much.
Right there. Yeah. I mean, look at that photo, right?
And the only reason I didn't is because if it was up to me, I would cast Ashley in everything. She's most known for her like voice acting and her the performance she gave to the Last of Us games. But that is her full performance in that game because it's full facial and motion capture. So everything you see on screen, even though it's digitized, it's what she's doing on the day. So that was the only reason I didn't pick her, is because I love her so much. But she, again, the intensity, the vulnerability, the way she can just scream "fuck you" at you and scare the hell out of you.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to cast her too.
Speaking of The Last of Us, I'm surprised Pedro never ended up as a choice on any of these for you.
I thought of him, but I'm like, where do I put him? What do I cast him as?
Where could Daddy Pedro go?
Yeah, I didn't know.
Well, I think, I don't know. I'm not going to make a choice here. I'm not going to make a final decision. We'll leave that up to the audience. And if it's on Spotify, because the podcast is on Spotify and on YouTube. So if you're listening / watching on Spotify, I'll make sure to try to remember to have the poll down below the episode. Who do you think had the more solid choices in terms of casting? What? My freaking cat just jumped up here. Hello. There you go. All right, buddy.
Actually, I'll cast him as the T800. I've decided.
No, the T1000, because he turned into a cat.
Oh, true.
That's the T1000 right there. But below the episode, vote if who you think had the most solid casting choices, Mikey or I. And if you're on YouTube, just comment down below who you think had the more solid choices. But there we go. We fan cast our own Terminator 2 Judgment Day. So now it's over.
That's it.
Time to wrap it up.
Go home.
That's all we got. Any last words you want to say? We're literally going to end it here.
Yeah. Hey, just remember, no matter what happens, no matter what you go through, the trauma you've been through, the regrets you have, the mistakes you've made along the way, remember, it's all part of life. There's no end destination. And at the end of the day, you just got to keep... Oh, wait, this is your podcast, not your YouTube channel.
Yeah, you were going to say keep being fans or something?
Yeah, you do that too, but don't do it here.
It is on the YouTube channel, but yeah, this is a totally separate thing.
I was going to monologue into it, and then I'm like, wait, this is a different project.
Different, totally different thing. Yep.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say keep on terminating. That's how I ended Terminator 101.
Keep on terminating.
Keep on terminating. And like I say, go watch Terminator 2.